Welcome back. This is Bottom Line, your market and online trading update. Well, the JSE ended higher on Friday, lifted by the mining and resources stocks to finish in the green. Of course, Fed concerns about risk of stagflation continue to raise some of the major concerns. Let's take a look at some of the market moving development here. Of course, the all-share index there, starting the week at 92,063, and of course a marginal movement on the all-share index, only 0.2%. So this tells you that, of course, this market has found some kind of a base at these current levels. Well, how long this will take, of course, that's the big questions. Of course, when you look ahead, we've also had some of the rate announcements that were made in the U.S. Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell making a rate announcement, of course, leaving the Fed funds unchanged at 4.2%. And they also raised the concerns around stagflation in the U.S. But what we have seen is that the current soft data has been not confirmed any risk of a stagflation. So we will be looking at to see what perhaps could be the impact, perhaps in the medium to long term, on the global economy, but also on the U.S. economy. Last week, of course, there were two major stocks that grabbed market attention. That was ABSA as well as Old Mutual. And of course, we've seen that ABSA announcing that the chairperson, Sello, will not be staying in. Sello Moloko would be leaving the bank. And of course, market didn't quite like those developments. Another stock that actually grabbed the investors' attention was Old Mutual, and of course that stock surging 10% on a Friday market close. And of course, very interesting is the talks that happened in Geneva in Switzerland between the US and China. That will definitely be moving the markets, and we expect that the markets will be getting some impetus from those developments. And of course, when you look at Asian trade, that is trading higher. Well, coming up is our usual when we are talking trade and online trade and all that, as we invite our guest, Easy Mamrobela, is one of the online trader. Thank you very much. Please do join us, and thank you very much for joining us on the Traders Corner. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Sepo. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today. Who is Easy? My name is Isaac Mamrobela, originally from Limpopo, Zanin, in a small village called Khakapane. I am a soldier of Christ, and I am a financial market expert and a trading psychology expert. I'm the founder of a company called Flexi Forex Trading College, as well as ATY Markets.
Yeah. Let's talk about online trading. How popular it is, particularly among young people.
It is one of the fastest growing industry, especially in the Southern African region, in the past 5 to 8 years. Last time I checked the stats, we had an average of about 3 million active traders in South Africa from the ages of around 18 to about 25. So it is really a growing market right now, and I'm excited to see where it's going in the future.
Let's talk about the regulation. There are certain trends that have developed for the past 15 years. And of course, the regulator, the FSEA, has raised concerns about them. Do you feel that perhaps maybe the regulator is slightly behind the curve in trying to deal with some of the concerns that they are raised, that some of them are quite entrenched in the market, and some saying that perhaps maybe you need to regulate them than to outlaw them?
Absolutely, I do agree with what you're saying. We've seen a rise, especially late last year and entering into this year, where the regulators have been really hammering on a lot of things even within our industry, where you've seen certain things that we've been doing in the past 10 years. I mean, I've been in this industry for over a decade right now, and seeing the regulators come in and say 1, 2, 3, and 4 that needs to be regulated, there needs to be changes. I do agree that there needs to be more intense regulation, because we've seen the high rise of scams within our industry. So, but I think we do need to have a sit down with the regulators, and we can see how best to regulate the industry. I think they need to call in, thought leaders within the industry, understand our industry, because I feel at most times it's like there's the disconnect between the people that have been in the industry as well as the regulators, to say, look, man, we've been doing certain things for the past decade, but now you're saying this needs to be regulated. Please try and meet us halfway, and let's see how we can work together to make sure that we take away the debt within the industry, but then still maintain what needs to be done in the industry.
And just lastly, you've said that online trading is actually not for everyone.
Look, I believe everyone can trade. There's everybody is allowed to trade. However, I just feel there needs to be a certain mindset that a person needs to have. For instance, like, people believe trading is gambling. So people that approach trading with that particular approach, they will not last long in this business, because it's really not gambling. So if you look at it with that eye, or you think it's a get-rich-quick scheme, you're going to fail dismally. So people that approach that market with that, I believe they shouldn't trade, because it's a very high volatile and a high risk industry. But people that have a long term and understand how investment works, those are the people that can be successful in the industry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Isaac Easy Mamrobela, of course, an online trader. And we'll be back next week with much more, giving you all the markets and, of course, a bit of online trading. It's back to you, Leanne and Sakina.